Yo, what's going on, guys? It's Houston Sports Talk back in another video day, and today we're going to be talking about the Houston Rockets potentially trading for Jimmy Buttler. It has been reported that the Houston Rockets are interested in trading for Jimmy Buttler and Kevin Durant. Obviously, they won't do both deals if, I don't think either one will happen, but it's been reported that the Rockets are interested in both players, and, I would love Jimmy Buttler and Kevin Durant on this team. I think they're both great players. Both great scorers, and especially Jimmy Butler, and we know how good he's been in the playoffs. It'd be great to have someone like that, and pair him next to Jalen Green and Fred VanVleet and Alperen Sengun. That would be great. But making a deal like this and potentially trading for Jimmy Butler or Kevin Durant, you have to give up. You have to give up a lot to get a guy like Jimmy Butler or Kevin Durant. When you're looking at a deal like potentially with Mikal Bridges or Marcus Smart, two of the other guys the Rockets have been linked to this offseason and interested in trading in, yes, you're going to have to give up a lot for, one of those guys. You're going to potentially have to give it the third overall pick for either or, and other player assets. But the haul that the Rockets are going to have to give up for an old Jimmy Butler or an old Kevin Durant, it is not worth it. I think the third overall pick would be given up in either one of these potential trades, Jimmy Butler or Kevin Durant, which, is not a problem. To give up the third overall pick for Jimmy Butler or Kevin Durant in this week of a draft, that's fine with me. As much as you're potentially wasting, a nice young player, even though these guys are at the end of their careers, I would rather take Jimmy Butler or Kevin Durant and they're young, at the end of their careers, than a young player in one of the weakest drafts in years. As much as I like Reed Shepard, who they're going to potentially draft, I'd much rather have 2 or 3 years of Kevin Durant or Jimmy Butler or maybe more than a new young player. But that's obviously you're going to have to give up more. I think both teams would be looking at guys like Jabari Smith Jr., Amen Thompson, Cam Whitmore. I think those are the players that, I think those are the players that both of those teams, Miami and Phoenix, would be looking at. And, I just don't. I don't think it'd be smart for the Rockets to give up either or of Amen Thompson or Cam Whitmore. Now, Jabari Smith Jr., that I wouldn't have a problem with that. If you called up Phoenix and threw them Dylan Brooks, Jabari Smith Jr., maybe Tari Eason with the third overall pick and another first-round pick, let's say a 2025 first-round pick that belongs to Houston. For Kevin Durant, that's fine with me. Obviously, it'd be tough to say goodbye to Jabari and Tari Eason, and Dylan Brooks is a tough defender, but I'd much rather have Durant. And then the draft picks. But to get Kevin Durant and pair him next to Sengun and Jalen Green, Fred VanVleet, also Cam Whitmore, who would probably be introduced into the starting lineup if Dylan Brooks was off the roster. Dylan Brooks and Jabari Smith Jr. would be gone. But, then you're looking at a starting lineup of Fred VanVleet, Jalen Green, and Cam Whitmore with Durant and Alperen Sengun, and then you have who else coming? Then you have Amen Thompson and Jeff Green and some of the other players coming off the bench. That'd be an interesting team. But Phoenix wouldn't do Jabari, Tari, and potentially it would be Jabari, Tari, and Dylan Brooks with a third overall pick and a 2025 first round pick for Durant. And I can't say that Miami would do that for Jimmy Butler. So, look, I think to potentially land one of these players, I think that's the most the Rockets should offer, and those are assets that the Rockets don't want to get rid of. But to get a guy like Jimmy Butler, a 5-time All-NBA, 6-time All-Star, 1-time Steal champion, someone who this season in 60 games averaged 21 points per game, but he's at the end of his career, and I think Jabari Smith Jr., Tari Eason, Dylan Brooks, and a third overall pick, and even a 2025 first round pick that belongs to us would be a very generous offer for Jimmy Butler or Kevin Durant. But And I think it would be a realistic offer, even though I think both teams would want more than that. I think both teams would potentially ask for Cam Whitmore or Emin Thompson or both. And I just don't see the Rockets doing that. So I don't see either Jimmy Butler or Kevin Durant coming to Houston. Let me know your thoughts on the potential trades for the Rockets in the comment section, and peace out.